Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for the Geekenders podcast. MegaRan, Jesse and Dodger, what up? Let's go. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow and see what the Geekenders are all about. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt. Yo, another end of another long week. Got a job and a kid, I know that you all beat. So take a second, grab a drink and vibe while we catch you up in just a matter of time. On gaming, comics, whatever you're doing. If you're nerdy like us, then you know you should tune in. Thank you for sharing our world with us. Now follow, subscribe, and turn this up. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, scream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Geekenders on this lovely October the 24th.
Is that the first time you've ever done like a broadcasting live October 24th, 2025?
Maybe. Did you like it? Was it good?
It was all right.
This man can't give me a compliment to save his life today.
I can. I compliment you all the time.
Just enjoy my bit.
I tell you you do things adequately sometimes.
I was futzing around with this camera for so long, and you were like, you know what? No one gives a shit.
That was me letting you know that it doesn't matter how you look. People will still love you all the same. That's what I meant. What do you mean?
You turned it around on me.
You're just so easy to love.
Thanks.
What? What? I haven't said anything mean or nasty. I certainly haven't complimented that the viewers don't care what you look like. They tolerate a weird mushroom thing. But like, that's like, what? All I give you are compliments.
You're right. You're kind to me. I'm sorry. I take it back.
I'm the kindest. How dare you gaslight me?
I'm misremembering the past.
You really are. Look at you. Ugh.
I can't tell who's getting
so
gaslit anymore.
Irrational. Ugh. Oh.
Oh, goodness.
Take the compliment, doll, okay?
I'm sorry. You're right, Ricky. I'm sorry. You're right. I do too much.
All right, now back in the kitchen.
Anyway, back out of the bit.
Yeah.
Hop out of the bit.
Oh, I'm out. Oh. Sorry, I was...
Where am I?
I traveled back in time there for a minute. Huh?
How's your week been, bud?
It's been all right. I've been like just running around having joyous meetings all week from the world of game development. Yeah, which I hear is a lucrative industry, and you all should get into it.
That's what Codefinity keeps telling me.
Yeah, everyone, in case you weren't aware, get into game dev. I promise you won't be immediately laid off.
Yep. That's what I hear.
Yeah, don't, you know what? Don't worry. Yeah, it was a lot of like meeting people, learning what their expectations were, and having to dash those expectations.
I see.
Which then leads to like an hour and a half of conversations where you're like, I don't know what else to tell you. The thing that's in your brain is not accurate. And they're like, and it's a lot of that. You're like, all right, bless, love you. Keep doing your thing.
Is this like, is this producer Jesse in these meetings, or is this like gaming consultant like, Jesse, or
a little bit column A, a little bit of column B. Okay. It's one of those they may get consultant Jesse because producer Jesse is like, don't invest in this. This is bad news. But also, you know, I have to like sit there and listen to a lot of ideas that are like nonsense ideas.
Sure.
Where it's like, oh, you don't play games at all. Okay. All right. So your idea of what a game isn't really a game. You just saw like a kid play Fortnite once and you're like, we could do that.
Right.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, there's it's I very much understand now why certain games get made when they do. So for example, you see those waves of like, oh, it's a Witcher 3 is popular, so let's all make games that's open world where you have some sort of tech division. Or it's like, oh, Fortnite's popular, let's all make a battle royale. Or it's like, oh, League is popular, let's all make a MOBA. Like that kind of thing. Right? Yeah. Where there's, it's like, oh, Grand Theft Auto's popular. Let's all make some game where you're in a city and you go around driving cars and you beat people up. And it's that kind of thing. And it always comes back to the like dudes with money who don't play games thinking I can make more money trying to recreate the thing that already exists. And it's like, I see. So one of the things right now that people really want to recreate is, how would I even phrase this? Mascot horror?
Sure. Five Nights at Freddy's, etc.
Five Nights at Freddy's, Poppy's Playtime, Bendy and the Ink Machine or whatever that game was called. Like all those things where it's like, oh, it's kids could play this because it's got a mascot. And then we can sell the merch from the mascot and that kind of thing. And so there's so many of those that I'm like, is it a good game though? Like first and foremost, is it good?
Right.
And if it's good, then fine, make your game. But if it's just like trying to do a thing because other people are doing it, it's like, rethink everything you're doing. Please, please. I'm begging you. Yeah. It's been interesting. But with that said, another game I did help with and give a lot of feedback to, the sequel to Bulb Boy, which is one of my favorite little indie point and click games, little short, sweet thing. They released a sequel. It's out. So hopefully people will check that out because it's neat. If you like kind of icky, gross out humor, but a horror game that's point and click. Very cute. So Bulb Boy 2 is out now. And so I was like, all right, yeah, that's fun. But that's one of the, like every once in a while I'll pop up and be like, hey, and I helped.
I was part of that. I play tested that game.
Yeah. However, with that said, this week has been kind of one of those, I have been catching up on, here's an example. Okay. So, you and I both played Death in the Nile, the Agatha Christie game, right?
Yes.
Great. So, I somehow got it in my head that because of all the memes of Gal Gadot doing like, oh, the champagne in the night, like that, I was like, I know that you and I watched the newest Poirot that was them doing Murder on the Orient Express, right? Yes. We saw that in the theater together, which is hilariously long ago now that I realize it because you're still in LA.
A long time ago, yeah.
But I had not seen Death of the Nile, and I had not seen the other one that they just kind of released that was, oh, good God, Venice something or other. But I got it in my head, I need to watch that. I need to watch the Death of the Nile Kenneth Branagh version.
Okay, yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I'm going to watch this. So I went online and I went to go see if there was a place to watch it. Dodger, there was no place to watch it. So anyway, I ended up going to Amazon and was like, all right, well, I guess, like, could I rent this?
I
just really want to watch it.
Do a little Prime rental, yeah.
So the Prime rental was $5. To buy it was $4.79. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to own this now. So then I ended up purchasing
that makes no sense. Okay.
Yeah. So I bought it and was like, all right, well, I guess I own this. Mind you, I don't own any of the other ones, but I was like, all right, cool. So I went in, purchased it, and decided to sit down and watch it. And I must stress, I didn't realize how much of, like, obviously it's a movie, so they're going to take licenses and change things. But I didn't know that it was like so very close to the way the game was, except the changes are absolutely comical because of the decades they're using.
Okay, yeah. Is it
so,
the movie is in the time that the book was written? The time that the book put it in?
Like kinda.
Okay.
There's what's fascinating is they bookend it with a like I sometimes love the little flourishes movies had. They got it in their mind that the audience really needed to know where his mustache came from. And so I know. Okay. So the movie almost bookends. It's sort of like the front and then kind of later on. Actually, technically, I guess there's a bookend where the beginning of the movie starts with World War I. And on the front lines, in the trenches, is Poirot as like a mustacheless, de-aged Kenneth Branagh, which is a whole thing. It's like when they de-age, like they did the like de-age Luke Skywalker, and you're
yes,
like,
yeah, that was literally the first thing I thought of.
It's a little weird. And so it's him in World War I, and they do like a fake out, which I actually liked, which is there's like a colonel or a captain or something, and he gets a letter, and his hand is shaking as he takes the letter, and he looks at it, and he reads it, and everyone's like, Captain, what are we going to do? Or whatever accent they were using. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm not an accent guy. And he's like, we have orders to run out onto the battlefield in 3 hours when the winds shift. And everyone's like, we'll all die, sir. And he has the Poirot mustache, right? And you're thinking, oh, this is like they found an actor to play the younger version of him. No. Because then a random guy turns around and he's like, Captain. And it's literally de-aged Kenneth Branagh. And he's like, Captain. Based on the fact that the wind is like this and this thing is like this and this, and I'm going to use my detective powers to say we should attack right now. And of course, they listen to him. They do. They, like, all the German guys are like, they run away because... you know, they came under the cover of smoke grenades, right?
Sure.
And they're like, get out of here. This is crazy. Anyway, they show up. They take the bridge. And the captain's like, you know, like, Private Poirot, you did it again. You're the best there ever was. You're so good. And then he takes a step and hits like a booby trap, blows up the bridge, kills the captain. And we cut to... if you remember from the first Orient Express, they did like a whole bit where he's like, I never love. I'll never find love again. I had love once. Now my love is books and murders. And they have like a photo, and the photo cracks. Anyway, we're now in the hospital. By the way, the movie has barely, like, we're not even at a crime scene.
Okay.
We're at a hospital, and he's laying in the hospital bed in the war zone, and his nurse / fiance shows up, and he's like, to look at me, and she's like, I love you. It doesn't matter what you look like. You know, I love you who you are. And he's like, you love this. And he turns his face, and his whole, like, it's all fucked up. And she's like, well, you'll just have to grow a mustache. And that's why he did it. To cover the scars on his face. Now, mind you, the scars on his face are like ripped flesh.
I was going to say, is a mustache going to cover all that?
So they show his face. They do his face, ripped flesh. And then they cut to him standing like on the, like, I think he's in London. And he has the mustache. His face, I don't know what they did to him. He looks great. There is no sign of scarring at all. The mustache goes out to here, but like his whole cheek was gone. And they're like, no, he's fine. So I don't even know how his mustache would grow correctly. Doesn't matter. That's what it is. And they were like, people need to know the mustache origin story. And I'm like, all right. And then it finally starts.
Oh.
And is literally almost beat for beat the same, which I thought was fascinating because you could take a story from the 1970s, the video game version, and you could take a story that is set literally in the 1920s, and you can have this, like, he shows up at this club, In the video game version, it's like a 70s discoteca. And in this one, it's like a blues, like jazz club.
Right. Like a speakeasy.
Same thing goes down. Same version of like, oh, I'm gonna introduce you to my new fiance, and like, oh, hello, I'm Gal Gadot, and then they like do. It's the exact same plot, and I was like, okay, they actually really stuck with it. Except again, I forgot that they're also, while the game has the other detective who's doing the other case, the movie has his like drunk womanizing friend who was in the first movie, who's back for the second movie, except his mom is there now.
What?
And she's like, oh, yes, absolutely, yes. It is not nearly as good as the first film that we watched.
Right.
But highly entertaining because it's just like, so some of the things are so out of left field, or I'm just like, what? What was the thought here? Do we need to know this information? Do we like, I also noticed that some actors are just like really entertaining. So a great example is,
Sure.
Oh God, what is her name? The woman who plays, this is, I feel so bad for her. I should just say Jon Snow's wife, but my brain went, the lady who like has sex with Jon Snow. You know, the redhead. I don't know that actress's name. I'm so sorry. I wish I did. She has like,
I don't even know who you mean, so it's fine.
In Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
Rose Leslie, is that who it? Sure. Yes. Okay. Yes, Egret. That's the anyway. In this movie, she is like the maid, the nurse, whatever she is. I think she has a total of 6 lines the entire film.
Okay.
But because it's one of those casts where they just got actors to be like, do you want to be in a Poirot thing? And they're like, yeah, okay. So it's got all these actors in it, and you're like, all right. But she has like 6 lines in the entire movie. With that said, because she's in the background all the time, she's constantly doing things because she's the like the maid of the main couple. She's always busy in the background doing stuff. I was like, oh, acting. Like I'm watching her do, like she doesn't just, because you can see other people will just stand there.
Yeah.
Waiting for their turn to talk. And she's like interacting with extras. She's going, because she obviously is the maid, so she's taking care of things in the back. I was like, oh, that's very well done. That's like acting. And then some of the cast are just like
T-posing, just waiting.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, all right. It was very noticeable. Yeah, I don't want to spoil how it ends literally for the movie and or the game,
Do you feel like it's worth watching?
It is. I haven't seen the Venice one, but it's significantly less good than Murder on the Orient Express. However, if you like that stuff, there's no harm in it. I saw people on here say it was on Hulu. I'm not going to buy Hulu. I don't own.
Man,
I have HBO
when
Plus
Hulu
now.
Was free. It was just a free thing with no ads on it. It was just free, man. When I was in college. Anyways.
Speaking of free.
Yeah.
Speaking of free. I want to shout out Tubi. Now, I don't use it for anything other than the fact that it is on this TV behind us.
What is Tubi?
Sometimes on a Tubi, it's a streaming service that is not very good. It's not great, but it's
I don't think we
free
have it.
and or cheap depending.
Okay.
And the TV behind us just has it pre-programmed in. So sometimes while waiting for the guys to show up to like do stuff, I'll just sit there and watch this because I have to set up the TV for us to record. And I want everyone, when you have a moment, this is your assignment from me to you.
Oh.
Go to YouTube, look up Try Not to Laugh Tubi Edition. So one of the things Tubi did is because it has no content of its own, really. It said, hey, if you have stuff you want to put on, kind of like how Amazon is like, hey, if you want to just pay us to put your weird movie on Amazon Prime, we'll allow it.
We will.
Which is why a lot of things show up there. Same with the books, why you can have a book on there that's like My Night with the Werewolf King. Like that, it can happen. You can do that. So Tubi did the same thing. Like, please, 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 please put your movies on here. Now, I don't know if the people who made these movies made them terrible on purpose, but they are Neil Breen-esque in how truly awful they are. And if you watch the like try not to laugh videos of the Tubi movies, they're incredible. There's one where like this guy, it's like a crime thing. This guy shoots a guy and tries to run away. And now I don't know why they kept this in the film. This is in the film. He starts running, trips, falls, comically falls forward, smacks his face on the ground, stumbles up and starts trying to walk off. And the camera's still rolling. And they keep it in the film.
They were like, that's real. We got to keep that. That was so real.
And then immediately it cuts to the woman running out to like the dead guy. She's like, oh no. He's dead. There's one where this couple are fighting, and this woman has like a pan, and she's yelling at him, and she goes to hit him, and she does like a really slow-mo because, you know, obviously they don't want to hurt anyone. Yeah. She does like a slow-mo hit. It goes, pong, and it hits him. He goes. It's incredible. I have seen so many amazing movies on Tubi. It is so this past Saturday, to give you some expectation, I have no problem spoiling this because Neil Breen can kiss my ass. I've given him too much time.
Damn.
Do you know who Neil Breen is? Do you know who this person is?
I've heard you complain about him a lot.
Neil Breen is an aged gentleman who sometime in the early 2000s decided, I'm going to take what money I have and start making movies that have a point. And you're like, oh, what's the point, Neil? Good luck figuring out what the point is. So he's made several movies.
Yeah.
And they all kind of have like a, like he's trying to tell you something. So for example, there's one movie where he plays a hacker who's trying to poison all of Vegas, but he realizes the error of his ways and he's going to take down the deep state, like that kind of thing. Okay. Or the one that Crendor and I watched this weekend, the bad guys were the corporatized medical industry. Now, you might say, Jesse, what does the movie about the corporatized medical industry look like? Well, let me tell you. It's the sequel to a movie about two brothers who were born in space and or were kidnapped from Earth and raised in space and filled with AI machines that give them powers.
Okay.
Except one brother rejected those powers. And the other brother embraced being a star child. And his whole thing is he's going to go around and stop wars, while the other brother is into drugs and beating his girlfriend. And then the movie kind of ends. And the sequel is this tortured crossing movie. Same characters, same thing, except I'm going to give you the opening of this film.
Okay.
And I need you to understand what I say is going to sound insane. And Dukes, it is. So don't question it. Just appreciate what I'm about to say. Okay.
I'm ready. I'm open.
This newest Neil Breen movie opens with him standing in front of a green screen on some stairs where he is a little too small for the stairs and they're a little too big. And he's addressing a room of actors, roughly 6 to 7 actors. And he's like, this clinic or hospital I have been donating to, even though I've never seen it. I have no idea what's going on there, but I trust that you guys are trying to help humanity, so I'm going to help you guys. Then we learn the hospital is actually crumbling in ruins and is being used. His brother is kidnapping people to take them to the hospital so that they can be genome tested so that he can take their something and fight the corrupting AI powers in his own body. And in doing so, die? I don't know what his plan is. I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
But then we learn that the hospital, I don't know if it's supposed to be a mental hospital that they've taken over to house young drug addicts to then take their blood so that they can then feed it into his brother, or if it was a mental hospital and these are mental patients that they are testing on. There's no delineation except that they keep taking people off the street. Here's the problem. Because there are only roughly 6 to 8 cast members, they keep reusing characters. So a person will show up dressed in a gray shirt, get kidnapped, tortured and killed, and then get kidnapped again. Because it's the same, they literally will not hire different actors, so they'll use the same 6 actors over and over again. And if you're wondering, Jesse, they wouldn't use them for every scene. They would. There's ninjas in this movie. The bad guy ninjas are just the same 6 actors, but with masks on. And there's a moment where the 6 actors are fighting the ninjas, so he has to green screen them together to fight. And so it's people fighting themselves.
Surely it's less work to just hire a few people to be the ninja.
Wrong. You'd be wrong. Then, all right. This might be the greatest scene I've ever seen in a movie.
Okay.
There is a scene where a bunch of the mental patients, here's the problem. They don't seem like they need any help except for to get them out of the hospital because they're being tortured. Anyway, I don't understand why, but these kids that are being kidnapped, brought to this hospital to be used, at one point go on a field trip where the 2 nurses, who are also board directors and also a woman known as Legs, who is literally just, you only see her from the skirt down.
Like Miss Barrel? Amazing.
I guess.
Continue.
And so they go on a field trip, and the guy driving the van is the literal cameraman of the movie drinking. And they get in a car crash because he's drinking and driving. But it's not like they get in a car crash in a city or in the suburbs. They're like in the Alps for some damn reason. They like fly off a cliff, land. There's a clip art car upside down. It's on fire. And they're like, it feels like Neil said to them, just keep going. We'll cut around it. So there's scenes where there's like one person who's like, I wish it would stop. I wish it would stop. I wish it would stop. Like that's, he said, like, give me 4 takes and we'll cut. And instead he used all 4. And so these people are on the ground. They're all beat up. They're like, if only someone would help us. Cut to Neil Breen's character, Cade, walking through the Alps, I guess. I don't know.
He's in his movies.
Oh, he's the main character. In fact, he's both main characters.
I'm shocked he hasn't come up yet in this description of these movies. Okay, so continue.
He's walking, doing his thing.
Is. Yep.
And then he sees in the forest a white tiger. And the tiger, and it's like, wow. And at first, it's clearly B-roll stock footage of a white tiger. But then it very quickly becomes like almost stop motion animated CG tiger. And it starts running at him like this. And then it attacks him. And green screen is like, yeah. And the tiger's like, wow. And they're just like, yeah. And eventually you hear the noise of the car on fire, the explosion, the people crying, and he literally, because you think like, oh shit, he's fighting a tiger. This is crazy. As he hears danger in the distance, he goes, and the tiger goes, and it gets down on implication being they're buds and they were just playing around. But then the tiger goes, an anamorph style, turns into a woman in a white dress who looks just like his wife from the first movie, who is dead. Now, you might say, is that
she
real?
Also pumped full of space AI, maybe?
No, she was a spy in the first movie who betrayed him and he had to kill her.
Right, but after she died, maybe they pumped her full of space AI.
Now, you may think like that makes sense. However, the first movie told me so the first movie, the villain is, I swear to God, he looks, do you remember on David Letterman, the band leader? That guy, Paul, with like the bald head and the crazy glasses all the time.
I might have to see a picture.
And so
I wasn't a big David Letterman head.
But he looks like him. He looks like Paul Schaefer. Except he has like a chalice of diamonds and he's a villain. But in every scene he's in, there was like a sexed up pixie, like a fairy with him.
Okay.
And Crendor and I are like, what does that mean? What is that? And we looked it up and apparently it's supposed to be symbolism. Like she's represents a thing.
Okay.
So in my mind, I was like, I don't know. Based on how Neil does movies,
fairies, maybe?
Is the Tiger Woman real or symbolism?
Or symbolism.
And I have no answers for you. But what I do know is that Neil is clearly doing all of this just so women will kiss him. I'm convinced of that. Because every movie...
He plants some reason for a woman to kiss him in the movie.
Every time. In every movie, he has a different, like... I'm gonna say ageless woman, but it's that sort of like Vegas where you don't know, are they 30 or are they 60? Like that vibe.
How old is he?
Oh,
you said he's
70.
aged. Okay.
I'm gonna say 70 plus. Like,
okay.
Again, with Neil, I don't know how old Neil is because everything has died. He's clearly had work done. He just like everything about him, but he also like constantly makes himself out to be like the tough guy. So there's a whole, I have no clue, but in this movie, his wife is a, was that your reaction to Neil Breen?
Yeah. Wait.
That was the most visceral reaction.
I'm just confused. Wait a minute. Is this... So he makes these movies. He's clearly rich. Why is he rich?
Oh, Dukes. I don't know his money situation because the movies are filmed on like a high school film cruise budget. There's the last movie that we watched, not this one, but the one before that, he takes his now dead movie wife out to dinner. The place they go to eat is the outdoor cafeteria of a local community college. But they film it like it's a fancy dining thing. But it's nighttime, so they clearly went to the community college at night when no one was there to have dinner in the quad and then film it like it was a real restaurant, except it is so obviously not. It is just the outdoor of the community college where the rest of the film's been the entire time. It is... You said you like bad movies. This is the quintessential bad movie. All of his movies are insane. There's one movie where premise-wise...
I want to make Sam watch it with me.
This is the type of film that will make... These movies are barely an hour and a half. You will feel like you are watching them for 10. You'll be like...
You're like,
20
when
minutes
is it going to end?
There is a shot in this movie, in the one that Crendor and I just watched, where he clearly, I guess, rented a sports car, which is, by the way, amazing. He has a Ferrari that he drives around in. Hero of the world, drives a Ferrari. It's great. But the way he drives is he's driving the Ferrari, and the camera is like a wide shot of the Ferrari, then a close-up of the Ferrari, continuing the close-up of the Ferrari, continuing the close-up of the Ferrari.
Yep.
Still on the Ferrari. Like, a good 30 seconds of a lingering shot of a slow-moving Ferrari down a street. And then it cuts to him getting out of the Ferrari, but not just like door opens and he gets out. Door opens, he gets out, he like starts walking. Like, it's clearly on Birdemic levels of, well, we got to fill time to make this a movie.
You know what I love about movies like this is if say you and I were like, we're going to make a movie like this, it wouldn't feel right. It just wouldn't be right. Like, the person making it has to believe on some level that it's like art, you know?
Oh, that's why Crendor would make it. We'd be in it.
Oh,
we'd be one of the 6 people that are used over and over and over again.
To use his vast riches to make some movies. Yeah.
Again, I don't think Vast Riches is
incredible movies.
I don't think Vast Riches is what's happening here. This is like made on the cheap, and he uses only local Vegas talent. Because everyone is like a local,
right?
But there is the level of acting difference between all the people in the movies. Some people are like, "What are you doing? Oh no, he's dead." And then some people are like, right. "Hey man, I'm acting over here, man." Like it's crazy the difference. But with that said,
yeah,
Dukes, there's a moment in this movie,
where
a battle happens between all of the patients and all of the ninjas that work for the medical executives.
Good.
And in the middle of that battle, he's like, "Fight for me, my winged warriors." And then one of the extras now has wings.
No.
And she's like, ah. And then, you know, in the song, oh, my brain just Bohemian Rhapsody, where they're like, oh, and then it becomes like other version, like, you know, it stretches versions of them out, like, yo, in the background there's like extra, you know, like that.
I've never seen the Bohemian Rhapsody video.
All right, well, you know how that you can use that technique to copy yourself?
Yes.
They do that with her. He's like, "Come, my winged warriors," and she's like, and then a bunch of versions of her appear. And then immediately it cuts back to the fight. The winged warriors never do anything. I don't know what happens to them. I have no idea why that's included. But then, and I thought, oh, well, maybe that's supposed to be symbolism, right? Because he loves to do symbolism because he thinks it's right.
Maybe she's just like the tiger.
Except when the fight ends and people show up, the cops show up, which, by the way, again, same actors. So it's like people are dead in the ground, but the same actor.
Same actors are the cops. You're right. Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. But then in his hands are the wings. So it was real. We just didn't get to see the winged warriors fight. He just said, "Get them, my winged warriors." And then he's holding the wings. And I was like, what does that mean?
One set?
Just wings? One set of wings. Of like these crappy wings. He's holding them. And then his wife tiger is like, she does like a mouth thing to him. And then all of the people, I guess, who were dead are alive again. But also then spirits appear on the screen. Look, I have no idea what the hell is supposed to go on. But what I do know is the like one nurse who the entire time is like, "No, I don't trust this Neil Breen guy," ends up hooking up with him in the end. And they do like she's like pressing herself against him and kissing him. And I was like, this is the only reason why Neil made this movie. So that he literally brought his dead wife back to watch him hook up with this other woman. I was like, there's something going on here. There's something happening in this movie. And if you're wondering how it resolves with the people who are at the head of the corporate medical industry, they all explode.
Oh.
They blow up.
I have a question.
No, please. I don't know that I have answers.
What was the name of this movie?
This one, I think it's called Cade Tortured Crossing, I think. But it's a sequel. It's a sequel to another movie.
Right. I don't care about that. I was just curious what it's called.
I would say the best thing you could do. Oh my God, I forgot. There's so much of this movie that doesn't make Dukes.
Yeah.
All right. So in the asylum / place where people are being dissected.
Yeah.
There's this guy who has a keyboard. And the entire time it's like, "Mwah, mwah, mwah, mwah," the entire movie. And it's like, oh, he's like, I don't know, depressed, I guess. The problem is they keep reusing the same footage. So you don't know if it's supposed to be the past or the present, or if it's like supposed to be symbolism. I don't know. Like, they'll take the same footage and reuse it. There is one point in this movie, the same guy gets kidnapped 4 times.
Okay.
Anyway, they keep going, mwah, 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 mwah. And eventually, outside, he has the keyboard, and he starts playing that, and then it turns into, like, a dance track. And then halfway through this movie, for reasons I do not understand, a full-on dance number erupts.
Of course. Great.
Most of this movie is filmed in front of a green screen, and the actors, like, he could have gone places, but instead he just puts green screens on everything. And then it puts the actors in the green screens to the point where I'm not even sure any of the actors filmed on the same day, except for the 2 women who have a cat fight halfway through the movie, because that was needed. But all the other actors.
Nurse and the tiger?
No, the nurse and the other nurse.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's a whole nurse subplot where the dark-haired nurse, upon meeting Neil Breen, immediately wants to bone down. But the blonde nurse is like, no, we don't even know this guy. Don't trust him. And by the end of the movie, the blonde nurse definitely sleeps with Neil Breen.
Right.
Because he is, in fact, the sexiest man who ever lived. Also,
oh my God, I believe it. Yeah.
Like, the movie opens, Dukes, to give you any indication of where this is at. It opens on a green screen of him walking across the street. And then on the green screen, he gets hit by a bus.
I'm so glad I didn't take a drink yet.
He walks across the street, does and like falls over, and a bus on the green screen hits him. He falls over and he gets back up like, oh dear. That's how the movie starts.
We should make a movie, I think.
If anything, it has taught me we should make a movie.
We should make a movie.
I would say we should send it to Tubi, but Tubi literally got so many crappy movies sent to it, which, again, please go watch them, that they had to make a thing being like, please stop sending us crappy movies.
Either commit
That's
or
what
don't,
I've been doing this
Tubi,
week, is watching terrible films.
I love that for you. I'm so happy.
Yeah. It's been, I can't even stress to you how much I enjoy them. I think if we really settled on making a movie as badly as we could, like really truly making a bad movie, I think we could do it.
I think we could do it too. I think the key would be, it still has to be about something that we enjoy. So it could be like a murder mystery movie, except no elements of the murder mystery ever feel satisfying or pay off in a significant way. Yeah. There have to be lots of elements that are just like dropped and never explained. There have to be plot holes galore. And the ending has to feel like we put it in there because we weren't sure what to do. I think we could do that.
Here's my pitch to you.
Yeah.
Murder mystery.
Yeah.
Right? We are like you're the lead detective, right?
Okay.
And you're like,
oh, right, we have to be in it. If we're gonna Breen ourselves. Sure, okay. We're in it.
You're the lead detective.
Okay.
And you're the Mariska Hargitay character in this, right? And I'm your Tony Baloney character. I'm like there. And I'm like definitely help, but I'm like a wild card. You gotta watch out for me because my wife was killed by the killer, right?
Sure. Okay.
Right? And so we're on this case together, and the head of our department at the police, we got to get someone to be like, you're a loose cannon, like that kind of thing, right?
And we have to take off our badges and throw them on his desk. But then in the next scene, we have our badges back, and it's never explained.
Right. Yeah. We quit the force, but then we're back on the force.
But then we're back on the force. Yeah. The next scene, we're literally showing up to the crime scene. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we just start discovering bodies, and it's very like, I'm trying to think, like, what is that movie where the head's in the box?
I don't know, man.
The head in the box, the head
It's
in the
my
box.
head in a box. Yeah, I remember that song.
That one.
Mhm.
Yeah. 7, just like 7. Where each of the
never saw
crimes
that.
is like worse than the next one.
Right.
I'm learning so much about you today, about what you've seen and haven't. Anyway,
Yeah.
but like, there's all these crimes we're trying to solve, but every time we get close to catching the killer, that person dies. So every suspect we have is killed every time.
Right.
And we're like, who keeps doing this, right? Well, then everyone suspects that I'm the killer, right? Because like I have all the knowledge and secret. Now you're like, did you kill them? Are you the killer? And right when I'm about to say a thing, I get killed too.
Oh my God.
Right? And so now everyone you suspect is dead. And you're like, who could have done this? In the end,
it was you.
It was you. You're the killer the entire time.
Oh my God.
But here's the twist.
Yeah.
You have a split personality
Of
that
course.
you didn't know about.
Of course I do. Right.
And so in the end, you have to fight yourself on top of a roof.
Yes. Oh, thunder and lightning, and I'm just punching myself in the face.
Yes. You have to fight yourself on the roof.
Yes.
Because you're like, get out of me. And then you beat yourself up. And in order to stop the killer, you throw yourself off the building.
Dang.
Yep.
And then at the end, you're alive again, and you're sitting in a lazy chair. Never explained. You're alive again. You're sitting in a lazy chair. You're watching TV. You got a Coors Light, and then the phone rings, and you answer it. And I go, "Hey, buddy, you down for one last ride?"
And you're outside.
I'm outside.
And like a Gran Torino. Like, right?
Yeah.
And then I get in the car and we soar off towards the heavens like the end of Grease. Because the last ride was we were dead.
Oh, we were dead the whole time.
We were dead the whole time.
That doesn't make sense.
None of it was real. We were dead the whole time. It was like
Yeah.
We were dead the whole movie.
Remember when we left the forest? Why would
Yeah.
we have been on the force again, goofballs?
The reveal is that night we died in the car
we
crash
died
on the way home. Yeah.
It's the only thing that
We
makes
never
sense.
solved the case. None of it was real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can't make that now. We've spoiled the movie.
But my wife is also a tiger.
Yes. An homage, if you will.
Right. And you think I'm like seeing it and that I'm like losing my mind, but you're also hooking up with the tiger.
Oh my God. Of course I am.
So is it real? I don't know.
Who knows?
Or are you hooking up with the idea of my dead wife conceptually?
And, at the end, when you're getting into the Gran Torino to fly up into the sky with me, you spin one of those tops and walk away from it.
And in the back seat of the car, 2 tiger cubs. What does that mean?
And Leonardo
Keep
DiCaprio.
them guessing. Oh yeah.
we could pull him.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah.
We'll
That's
get Leo.
our one guest celebrity show.
Yeah.
Right
and
at the end.
He'll say one line and he'll in the background he'll go, "Wow, what a twist." That's the one line we brought him on for.
Yep.
This could be good. This could be a good movie.
This could be great, dude.
We have to challenge ourselves to make it for as little money as possible, though.
That's true.
Like we need to see, like, can you make a movie for $150? Like that's what we need to see.
Could.
Is it possible?
We could call in enough favors. The only issue is no one could show up for more than one scene. We'd have to be able to tell. We'd have to be able to tell every single person we just need you for one scene. And then they'll probably be like, you don't know how to pay me. It's one scene.
And then we reuse them over and over and over again.
Yeah, and then we have to repeat them just like the keyboard
We just
guy.
leave the camera on and then cut up everything they say.
Perfect.
And put them in different parts of the movie. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
It could be good. If there's anything I've learned from Neil Breen, anything is possible. Anything.
In Vegas, anything is possible.
It's really true.
It's really true.
So what did you do this week? That's what I did. I watched terrible movies all week long.
Dang, I'm really happy for you, man.
Thank you. It was great.
I tried to play a couple spoopum games. I played a little indie game called Carimara.
Carimara?
Carimara. I don't want to say too much about this game because it's not that long, but I adored it. The art style and the way that everything like moves around is so unsettling and weird. But it's based off of I think it said folklore from Norway that is like these little creatures called Carimara that come and like help solve supernatural problems. So in the story, you are a Carimara. You're like this little old man with like super pointy ears. And you show up at this lady's cottage and she's basically like, there's something in the cellar. I need you to take care of it. You are mute. And the only way that you can communicate is through cards. So I think in universe, the idea is that anything that you would need to talk about, you like draw a picture of, and then you show it to people. So as you explore and find things, you add to your deck so that you can show things to, wherever in order to like get answers or progress and figure out what's happening in the cellar. Sure. It's so good. It's very short. But you can tell that the person who made it put a lot of love into it. And I would say the only thing that I would say beyond that description is if you finish the game, you should try to get all of the achievements because it's worth it, I think. it's really
what does that
really
mean
lovely.
Exactly? You
should just try to get all of the achievements because it's worth your time.
I guess what I'm asking is, so over on SGS, we're playing Silent Hill F. We beat it. I'm editing the end of it right now. But one of the things about that game is when you beat it, there's an ending.
Mm-hmm.
But only after beating it once and unlocking that ending is it like, okay, now go back and get the real endings.
Right.
And I guess what I'm getting to is like, is it something like that where once you beat it, then you can unlock things that will make the story better? Or is it just go back and do it for fun? Is what I'm asking.
I'm trying, again, it's really short and I don't want to say too much. It's more like the creator of the game, the ending, the normal ending is fine and great. You can find more about the world. You can pursue more information than what is like obviously available to you.
Gotcha.
And you get achievements from finding those things, from doing those things. And I think that it's worth it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
It's great. And the creator was like, if this game does well, I'd love to make more. And I was like, yes, let me keep being this weird little man.
Awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was very, very cute. I also would love to talk about Bye Sweet Carole, because Bye Sweet Carole came out.
Oh, yes. Our Disney horror game. Well, not Disney, but
the Disney style art style horror game. So a lot of the response to this game has been it's kind of all style, no substance, or rather they put so much effort and focus into the art and animation that they didn't tighten up the mechanics enough. So I was really curious to see what the game was going to feel like. Mm-hmm. So I will say, yes, it's beautiful. Everything is completely animated. There are so many moments where like you're just moving normally, like controlling her, and then she seamlessly slips into an animation to like do something specific, like, something happens outside of a window and you're just walking toward it, and then the animation takes over for her to look out the window and like say something. That all is beautiful. The only like slightly nitpicky thing I could even say is that sometimes the backgrounds are in noticeably better resolution than the animations, but I think it was gonna always be hard to make a fully hand animated game that didn't like pixelate sometimes, or that had like beautiful crisp animation the whole time. So it looks gorgeous. It looks beautiful. They really nailed the style for sure. But man, the sequences in this game are unfortunately very tedious. And tedious in a way where it felt like kind of obvious how to fix them in the moment of playing them. And it made me wonder how much playtesting they did with like people outside of the company. There are sequences that feel like they are at the, like, in its basic form, this is a point and click spooky game, right?
Sure. Okay.
This is a game where it's like, okay, I'm trying to do this. I need to find this in order to do this. I need to activate this in order to find this in order to do this, right? And the stuff that's put in the game to get in your way, to make those sequences take longer, or to make you like struggle more with completing those A to B points. Bro. It was so rough. It was so rough for me. And I really think that the game...
Can you give me an example of like that you're talking about?
So, this game is one of those, like, it's hard to tell what's real. Like, are the sequences that are more fantastical, are they dreams? You do not play as Carole. You're playing as like Carole's best friend, but Carole has vanished.
Interesting.
And you're in like a school for ladies or some such nonsense. And everybody's like, oh, Carole ran off to like elope with some guy probably, or whatever, and there's like a bad bullying problem. All the other girls suck, etc. Right. So, it's hard to tell like if she's dreaming and like working through stuff in her dreams, or if this stuff is really happening. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the game establishes that there are going to be characters called hunters. So in certain areas, you're going to have something hunting you.
Okay.
So in one of the earlier hunting sequences, there is a giant rabbit monster lady. The game implies that she is like a mutated rabbit version of like the chef at the school. And you have to lure her into different areas so that you can complete tasks in the areas she's not in. Right? So she's in the kitchen. I need to go to her bedroom to find something. She's moved on into the area that her bedroom's in. How do I get her back into the kitchen? Right?
Gotcha.
And it just added so much time. It took so long. But like along with that, there were key moments, like when you would find something really important or get to a new area, where she would just appear. So like say that, I did like a crank and I went into an area that I couldn't get into before, and she would just appear, and I'd be like, and I'd
right.
do what I needed to do and run away. Those moments were so effective. And I was like, honestly, I would be totally fine with this section if you had to avoid her in the kitchen. And then after that, the only times that she showed up is those key moments. She scares the shit out of you and you run away and you have to hide, right? There are hiding spots, of course. So you have to hide, you have to keep her from finding you, and then you can move on with your life. It just felt If so many of the areas feel like they just take so much longer than they need to because shit is put in your way, not in a satisfying, fun gameplay sort of way, in a like I'm just annoyed now. We've talked before, because you play a lot of horror games. We've talked before about how the first couple times something chases you, you're like, huh, and then after that, you're over it, you know?
Yes.
After that, it's just like a tedious thing to avoid, and it's really hard to balance that. And I think this game had a rough time balancing how often something should be chasing you, how often you should have to hide. Some sections were fine. Some sections felt fine, and I felt like I was able to progress a bit, and then a thing's chasing me, and progress a bit. But they don't all balance that properly. Which is so unfortunate, because the game is gorgeous. It's really pretty. And I wish that it had cooked a little bit longer, and maybe,
Sure.
I mean, I don't know what happened on the back end with like play testing or anything like that. But, I think sequences needed to be tightened up, because stuff is tedious in a way that is not fun, unfortunately.
Interesting. Yeah, the reason I ask is because I have sort of a new benchmark when it comes to tedious in gaming, where everything I now filter through the lens of the game Indica, which, by the way, if you've never played it, go check out Indica. Fascinating game. But in the beginning, they have this whole like when you play as this girl, you're in a convent, and while you're in the convent, you are tasked with collecting water. And you have to walk back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And what it does is, at the top, every time you get water, it gives you like a little ding of faith. There's like a little faith counter, and it's like faith credits. Every time you do it, you get more faith. And it is this very boring thing you're doing. But it establishes that, I get points for doing things, and boy, this girl's life sucks.
Yeah.
And so while what you're doing is tedious as shit, it is also establishing things to set up the game. And I'm like, okay, that is my bare minimum line. If the tediousness does not benefit the game in any way, then it's just tedious. But if it's tedious and it teaches you something, all right, I'm fine with it. Yeah. And so, hearing that it's kind of like, I don't want to put Outlast on blast, but it is the one I think about all the time, where at a certain point, the monster guys are chasing you, and you end up in a hallway with a bunch of doors, and you're like, okay, so you want me to hide in the doors as the guy walks past and move from door to door to door. Why don't I just aggro him and run to the end? Yeah.
I think halfway through the game. I have not finished it yet. I don't know what it feels like to finish it. But from my understanding, the second half of the game is smoother, or at least is paced better. So we'll see. I would like to finish it. I would like to know what the full experience of playing the game is like.
Sure.
So, and then the last thing. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, there's like an inherent problem with horror games that is concept over execution every time. Like, a great example is we just played the Bad Cheese game, which is literally, it's a copyright-free Mickey Mouse horror game.
Okay.
It's just strange. Like, it's purposely strange, and it's about, like, abusive families and, like, the cycle of abuse and stuff. But it's also just incredibly weird for the sake of being weird. Yeah. And at a certain point, it's like, do we have to? Like, can't we just, like, be a little more clear about what's happening? Because by the end, I was like, I don't know what this was supposed to be about. Like, I think I know, but I don't know. And sometimes I'd really just like a handheld moment of like, hey, this is what we're doing. instead of just we're gonna make a creepypasta for the sake of being creepy. Like, all right, okay.
That's kind of a great segue into the last game I would like to talk about.
Okay.
Which is Little Nightmares 3.
Did you finally beat it?
We beat it. I talked about it last week when we were about halfway, I think.
And I did get my answers last week because a lot of people messaged me and they were like, no, Jesse, it does not feel like the previous 2 games.
No.
I was like, oh, all right.
No. And I had said that I felt like story-wise, it was more literal nightmares than the first 2. Where the first 2 were like, you were little people in a grotesque, horrifying world.
Mm-hmm.
This one, from early on, establishes that there are the nightmares and there's the not nightmare. Right? So like, you wake up from the sequences that you're in and then go back into them.
Wait, whoa. So they decided to make it so everything that happens in the first 2 games is in fact a nightmare?
Like an actual nightmare. I don't see, this is kind of what I want to talk about, right?
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you guys what happens at the end. I'm not going to talk about specifics here because I know a lot of people are still planning to play it. I will say, gameplay wise, we had a great time with this game. It was very fun.
Sure.
I did enjoy playing it quite a bit, and I'm glad we played the whole thing. The concept of what the fuck was this supposed to be about? What were we supposed to take away from this? You might argue the first and second ones didn't have a whole lot to take away, but the first and second ones were much more, I think, clear in terms of you are a little person in a grotesque, horrifying world, right? Like it didn't need
like
to
a
be
literal
beyond that.
eldritchy terror world.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like you're a little guy and you're trying to live. Do whatever you need to live, right? It felt in universe. It felt like grounded in a strange, surreal way. And this third one felt like it made me go, are these all the same universe? Because if they are, I don't like the idea that the first 2 weren't real. That they were those kids' literal nightmares, right?
That's what an interesting. Obviously, they had the meeting where, because the first 2 games, the implication is little is your character, nightmares is the world, right?
Right.
This is, they're like, oh, no. It's little nightmares. Instead of it 2 concepts put together, it's one concept. Everything's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Which is certainly an interpretation.
Yeah. Instead, it's like you are a maybe troubled child who is having nightmares about the literal world that you live in, except in your nightmares, you are skewing things in your real life to be as they appear in Little Nightmares 1 and 2. Does that make sense? So it's like, say that you have a nightmare all the time about the principal of your school. And in the nightmare, the principal looks like one of the people from Little Nightmares 1 and 2, right? It felt more like that. It was like, here's a normal kid who lives in the normal world. And when they have a nightmare, they feel very small. And it's very hard for them to get through their literal nightmares about their real life. That's how the game felt. And I didn't like that when the game ended, I was like, I still am not like they were clearly trying to talk about something in this game because they broke form, right? They were trying to talk about something and that something was unclear to me. And I don't like that. And that might be a silly complaint to make. But again, to be fair, still enjoyed the game. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy the game. Glad I played through the whole thing. I don't know why they chose to do this direction story-wise, because it felt, oddly enough, less grounded and clear than the other 2 did.
I mean, I think that's the the downside of, so in 1 and 2, it is very clearly meant to be confusing plot-wise. You're not supposed to know what's real. You're not supposed to understand a lot of things. You're supposed to piece together stuff. It's very like, we hope MatPat makes a video on this kind of vibe, right?
Yeah.
Like, we want it to be purposefully, obtuse, and there's going to be weird things happening, but like, it's weird for the sake of weird and fun. And
it's weird
on a
and
simple level, you're just a character. Yeah, you're a character in this world, and you can figure out what the hell's going on in the world. Now to take it and say, it's dreams, that's your explanation. I feel like
literal actual nightmares. Yeah.
Yeah, if that was the end of the first game, then sure, maybe you could work with that. But to be 3 games in of a series and say everything is a dream is like, it's one of my least favorite tropes ever. I hate the, like, it was all fake. It always feels like a waste of time. But then the idea of doing different things for the sake of different feels very much like, I don't want to say Hollywood, but it feels like when an IP gets picked up by someone and the writers are like, well, we have to make it our own. And so they change stuff just to change it. And I feel like this was one of those, it's Little Nightmares, but we never explain what the Little Nightmares is. Well, don't you understand? It's the nightmares of kids.
And
it's like, oh, okay.
To be clear, because I guess we didn't reestablish this, it is a different dev team. It's Supermassive this time. So different people making this game. Someone also said that the devs have established that Little Nightmares 1 was just scary vignettes that they made without a specific story.
Sure.
Yeah. But they took those vignettes, slapped them all together, and then put you in the world and said, get out, survive, right? Live through it.
And they had, like in the first one, they had the idea of the mysterious woman with all the mirrors, and that was sort of like its own setup. And the second one, they were like, oh, it's the weird transmissions with the stuff from this tower that is like, is that what's causing everyone to go crazy? Is it some eldritch horror thing? Like they were giving you, again, Five Nights at Freddy's-esque lore, which is like, we're going to tell you a few things, you piece together the story, and then maybe later on we'll come in and steal some of that stuff to put in our story.
Right.
Like, that's what the vibe felt like.
Maybe I'm looking at the other 2 games with rose-tinted glasses. I'm happy for people to actually me in the comments. That's fine. But I really loved the first and second game. And like thinking back to playing through the game, I wasn't thinking too much about like what the game was about. I was just enjoying being in the world.
Sure.
And this game, I felt like I was consistently being like, what is going on in this game? It's fine. It's fine. It was still fun. I still think if you have somebody that you like playing co-op games with and you guys are excited for this game, I still think that you should play it. It feels nice to play. It is a good game. It feels different from the first and second one, and it was always going to, because it's a different group. And this is just my opinion.
Sure. They were even trying to make like a movie at one point or a TV show or something.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what's happening with that. But also, the old dev team is working on Reanimal, which has a demo out now that you can play. So, like, I want to check that out and see what that's about.
You should. I would love to know what you think of the Reanimal demo.
Yeah, very interesting stuff. I haven't played Little Nightmares 3 yet. It's on the list of things I would like to play, but also, everyone I talk to about it is like, it's not as good as the first 2. Which to me, going in, I don't want to play a game that I'm going to be like, I don't know, it's all right,
Sure. It is hard when you like care about other people's opinions.
Sure.
If you know people who play similar games to you and you go, how did you like that game? And then you kind of regret it after, like, I wish I didn't know that you felt that way about the game. So I could just go in without assuming I'm probably going to feel the same. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to have my own opinions and experience things on my own and, suss out games for myself.
Yeah.
But when I talk to, it's not just you who've said to me that it's like, it's all right. It's a lot of people that are like, it's all right. Which is kind of a bummer because I want it to be, in that same vein of the first two games. But it's so very clear with the new dev team, with the new direction, it's going to be different. So maybe that different is a different I would like. Maybe it's not. But everyone I trust to talk to about games is like, it's all right. Which I'm like, y'all, I don't have enough time for it's all right. I need phenomenal.
Sure. Did you or are you planning on playing Vampire the Masquerade, the second one?
Oh, no. I had some interest. I was like, all right, yeah, sure. And then immediately went to go look at streamers playing it, and they all looked completely let down and or bored and was like, well.
Yeah, I saw the same thing because some people really wanted me to play it. So I was curious how people were liking it. And in the same vein of being like, man, everybody looks miserable. I don't think I'm going to play this. I can't go into it pure anymore,
Yeah. And again, a lot of the stuff in it, I'm like, oh, that could be fun. I would love, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't look all that exciting. Everyone who was playing it seemed like they were doing so because their chat was like, please play, rather than I want to play.
Yeah.
And that's the vibe I picked up on immediately. It was like, nah, I'm all right.
Yeah. No, stuff that came out this week that I want to play. I definitely want to play Dispatch. I haven't played that yet.
Yeah, Dispatch looks fun.
First two chapters of that came out. It's coming out episodic, I guess.
Oh, Dukes, I just want to say, I just want to stress, there is, I don't want to shame people. I don't want to shame people, but I must get this out because it's eating me up.
Okay.
I don't know if people were raised on this type of playthrough, if it comes from like a Minecraft, like, hey there, gamers, welcome back, it's me. Like, I don't know if it's that or if it's just people decided like this is what gets views. Because clearly, I don't know how to bring in the banger views.
Sure.
But I was watching a bunch of people play Dispatch because I was like, oh, I'm excited to see what is going on with this. I want to, like, what are the clips online? I saw one clip. This is just one example.
Okay.
Where it was the main lady character and then the main character like sitting there drinking and they're having a conversation and they're just like talking. And the dude watching is like, whoa, she did not just do that. Oh. Dukes, I was like, what? What is this? Guy was like, they're on screen. He's in the corner like, oh my God. Do you know what that? Oh. And I was like, the shit am I watching? Dude, I hate the overreaction.
Oh, chat, did you see that? That was crazy.
I don't know if people think that's what people want to see. Maybe it is. Maybe it is what people want to see. But the overreactions in reaction/video game Let's Play content is so off the wall. I do not understand it. I get like irate when I see it.
Can I do a confession?
Sure.
So sometimes my kid and I will watch YouTube together. And normally it's like Minecraft adjacent, right? She really likes Minecraft videos. Of course, some people are more variety and they'll do some Minecraft and they'll do some other stuff. If someone in their videos is consistently fucking annoying, I will block them so that their videos never show up again because I can't be having that in my house. There's a dude that we stumbled onto who literally will be playing stuff and go, well, we got to be doing this thing and we're going over here and whoa, what is that? Anyways, we're going to be walking over here, like throws his back and laughs. Like constantly. And I was like, Clark, I got to be real with you. Absolutely not. We're not watching this guy anymore. I can't.
What's crazy is I understand there's something for everyone, but I have so completely formed what I think is good is that if your streams are sup chat. Ha, nice. Like if that's your stream, I already hate you. And on the flip side, if your stream is
you don't like the extremes.
Oh my God, this is amazing. I'm like, you're doing too much. Cut that out. And I hate that too. All I ask is that you try to be entertaining, but also act like a normal human and not like a caricature. Or give me like, it's a huge space. There's spectrum of insane overreaction. Like, yeah, overreactions here, and I don't care if you're watching is here. And then in the middle, so much space to work with. And I don't know why everyone goes to extremes. It drives me nuts. What, dude, there's some streamers.
Yeah.
Who will play a video, start watching the first 5 minutes with chat, like, chat, this is crazy. Get up, leave. Return 15 minutes later while the video's still playing with like a bowl of cereal, sit down, eat it, not talk, still watch the video. I'm like, how's any of this legal? How are people getting it? Like, I can't figure it out. It's brilliant because clearly they understand their audience isn't going anywhere, and they will literally just put on like a babysitter. They'll put on a thing, leave, return, and be like, hey, yeah, no, I had my headset on, chat, so I was listening with y'all. Like, no, you weren't. No, you weren't. Oh, it drives me crazy. All I can think of is like, hey, this is supposed to be like, this is a job. And you're supposed to be working your job. And your job is an entertainer. And your entertainer, you're using someone else's stuff to entertain. And then you left the room, and it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts.
I think some of these things are made more normal by people basically like living on stream. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes. 100%.
The people that like
yes.
wake up, turn on their stream, play a game for a while, and then are like, lunchtime, guys, put on, videos to watch, grab lunch, eat, occasionally say something to chat, turn those off, keep playing games. Dinner time chat, puts on videos, right? I think if you have an audience that's used to that, they don't give a shit. But you're right. I think it makes it harder for people to come in and be engaged, because another element of being on stream all the time is you do start to do like, thanks for the gift subs.
This is what's crazy, is that in my mind, I think the thing you're doing right now is terrible engagement. It's terrible streaming. It's not entertaining. I think it's the stupidest thing ever. The exact end where I also think the idea of like, I'm overreacting is stupid. And I'm like, that, I can't stand it. It's unwatchable for me. I don't know what you're doing. Yet I promise you, they will have 10 to 15 times more viewers than me just playing a game.
Yeah.
And I will be so caught up in the game that I'm like, there's times where someone will come in and be like, yo, is this a rebroadcast? Because he's not talking with chat. I'm like, I'm playing a video game. I'm trying to beat this level. What do you mean? Right? And so like,
yeah,
I'm clearly doing it wrong too. And there's a sweet spot of what a streamer is versus me, who's a person who's like, I just want to play games, and if you want to watch, that's chill.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of streaming being like, it's on all the time, and you aren't doing anything, you're just there for people to talk at, is like crazy to me. But it's very popular. So while I think it's stupid, I am clearly in the wrong.
I think at this point, streaming is big enough, much like with YouTube, streaming is big enough that some people are looking for laughs every 5 seconds guy. Some people are looking for guy who never turns the stream off. And some people want a short and sweet stream with a good amount of engagement, right? Because like you said, there's a lot of, you know, and everybody's going to be looking for something different. Some people show up to my streams and are like, I'm literally trying to fall asleep. You know, like, I'm here to fall asleep. Hey, chat, see you around, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it depends on what the viewer is looking for, but enough people enjoy streams that there's, you know, different types of streams for different types of viewers. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm aware. I don't know. I find it extremely bizarre. Like it isn't like, you know, I grew up with TV and TV was something needs to be happening. You don't tune in to watch a person sit there.
To be fair.
That drives me nuts.
To be fair, I feel like some of these streams where nothing is going on is the equivalent of late night TV. when they're just like...
I don't know what you've been watching. I had Ron Popeil and Sham Wow and like the guy who was
the
like...
Home Shopping Network.
Fast.
Yeah. Those like
there was
hour-long infomercials. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just think that people might be on too damn much. Like I just don't. I will say I believe there's a firm connection between I stream way too much and oh look, I'm now saying some truly insane shit. Like, I'm convinced, because at a certain point, you run out of stuff to talk about. So then you get involved in other people's drama. And then you start saying things to start drama. And then you're just like, that guy. And there are so many of that guy now. And I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of like, yeah, I don't do anything except come online and start fights. Like, did you see any of the footage? Everything I saw of TwitchCon. Everything was footage of people who, yeah, we brought our camera to TwitchCon, we left it on the entire time, and we tried to fight people. That is everything. It was all drama, all the time. And I was just like, yeah, no, this is why. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why we're here, but it sucks. And frankly, I'm so over it. I'm just tired of all the footage was just the worst stuff I've ever seen.
Yeah. There was a lot of bad shit that came out of TwitchCon. You know, there's always been bad shit that happens at TwitchCon. It's just, I think having the added element of now Twitch is the new reality TV with
that's really what it is. Yes.
With none of the safety nets, none of the regulations. It's just people with a camera crew just showing a bunch of people without their consent, just living their lives and then seeing if something happens. It puts everyone on edge. No one can have a good time. Like it
blows my mind that they allow it to happen.
Yeah.
Twitch should have a policy that's like, when you come to TwitchCon, you are not allowed to film anything. When you enter the convention, it is for hanging out with fans, meeting companies or whatever, doing shows that are on the stage, but you can't just film stuff here. We're not your stream. If you want to stream here, do it outside. That's a whole thing. The fact that people are walking around live streaming stuff, it allows people to go there to instigate. People are going to TwitchCon specifically to start fights, to instigate with stuff. They encourage it, which, by the way, I've never been more convinced that the CEO of Twitch is absolutely just like the giantest I want to be a Twitch gooner I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't like that guy. If he was in any other industry, I'd be like, oh no, that's a problem. Where's HR? This guy has strong, do you think these girls will hang out with me vibes? Like, it's weird. It's weird. And he should be put on blast for it. It's strange. Yeah, I don't, the whole thing was, I don't know what's going on. I obviously am the old one here because I am like, I want it to be like this. I definitely am in my, I only like watching Westerns and war movies phase. Except for me, it's like people who play video games and are entertaining.
Matlock. Yeah.
Yeah, like my Jessica Fletcher is like watching Octo play Elden Ring, right? Like, he talks to chat, but he's playing a game. Simple. It's not crazy. I don't want to watch someone give me like a 4-hour lecture on the state of like some drama that doesn't matter. And then, you know, it just,
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I don't think that it's hard because I realize that I'm part of the problem in that I was one of the first people that was allowed to just do content that wasn't specifically gaming on Twitch. And I'm aware of that because I had conversations with them about it.
Right, but I've never seen you completely disengage with chat.
Sure, but let me finish my thought.
Okay.
Is that at the time it sort of became like, it was like, well, as long as you're still talking about gaming. And then it turned into, well, as long as you're still gaming primarily, you can have this like section of your stream just on this one day where you're just doing whatever, right? You're just like chitty chatting. And now it's ballooned into this. And you're right. A lot of it's become this situation where a lot of people who are around for like Justin TV days are like, I really wish that Twitch could just go back to gaming. That's not going to happen. There's no way, because over time it became more and more and more people going, I am primarily gaming, but I'm also doing this, and that this other thing made a bunch of money. They're not getting rid of it, but
sure.
We need to take a look at how it's happening right now, right? This is in the same sphere as people who are trying to create regulations around like little kids being in their parents' content, right? Like there's a lot of shit happening online on streams and on YouTube that needs a closer eye. Like people need to be squinting at it, and we're not squinting enough. So that's saying,
oh, they were talking about just chatting, and I was chatting. I would be over the moon if it was just chatting. But it's not just chatting. At a certain, like, talking to your chat is awesome and fine, and it's how it works. I have said for years that Twitch is digital, like, street corner performance. You are hoping someone will show up and give you some change while you perform for them. And sometimes performance on a street corner, that busking, is literally just, hey man, I got something to say and I want to say it. And then people will talk to you and you can talk back to them. That's something that humankind has done since the olden days of the town center, and people were like talking. Like that's a thing. Awesome. Great. Love it. But at a certain point, that just chatting morphed into like if someone on a street corner brought a TV out and started watching a TV show, and that was it, and they expected to get paid for it.
Right.
Like that kind of thing. Or if someone was going around starting fights in the town square, and you're like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, this is my job. What? Like that kind of thing. And it's fascinating to me to see that I very much understand it's a money game and a money situation, because the people who are most egregious about all this are the ones who are clearly making Twitch the most money.
Yeah.
The ones who absolutely should not be, like, I don't want to say any names, but, you know, people who get in a car, start driving while filming, start talking with chat, get into accidents, and then do it again and again. And again. And they're like, how is this person still allowed to stream? Well, because they're making bank for the company, and that's all they care about. It's not about like safety or anything like that. It's literally about like, no, they still make money though. So unless the audience turns on them, they're still number one priority for us. And that's
Sam and I were literally talking about that, how so much about who is successful, who gets worked with, who gets collaborations, has nothing to do with who they are behind closed doors most of the time, who all of the people that collaborate with them, work with them, etc., know what they're doing and don't like what they're doing. When's the moment when the viewers turn on them? That's the moment when suddenly everybody's like, oh my gosh, I've cut ties. I'm so sorry. I was following them, but I'm not anymore.
It does happen.
And it's like, God.
Yeah, it does happen. But I think for most people, it takes a while because most people don't want to believe someone is a piece of shit. They want to believe the person they like is a good person. So they will allow them some leniency. But after a while, over time, repeated offenses will eventually out them as being like, oh, that person sucks.
Yeah.
Unless they do something absolutely comically bad. And that's happened a few times. But most of the time, people are just like, no, you're taking it the wrong way. They didn't mean it that way. Right. And
we're all human. We all make mistakes. Yeah. Like, you know, etc.
Yeah, it's very interesting, but I'm also, you know, again, all the top people, the way it works is like, oh, if this other top person starts doing a thing, I need to compete. So I need to do that thing too. And so it snowballs to the point where this whole on all the time, like all that stuff is not Dodger a long time ago was involved in Just Chatting. It's Just Chatting's top performers morphed it into something else, and now Twitch is a different thing because of those, you know, 50, like, this is how you know it's all perceptions are whacked. I watched a guy do a YouTube video about a Twitch streamer, and he was mocking him for being I think he said he was a 2,000 view Andy or something like that. And I was like, 2,000 views? Most streamers would kill for that.
Yeah.
And he's mocking him. He's like, dude, he fell off. He only gets like 2,000 views a stream now. And I was like, this is how I know the entire space is messed up, because there's some people that have 50,000, 100,000 views, and everyone thinks that's the normal, which is madness. Yeah. That's like the top 0.000000001% of people. That's insane.
Yeah.
But that's how people perceive it. And so when you're not, so they will make videos where it's like, this guy gets 2,000 views. What a loser. It's like, you have no idea, like 2,000 views, everyone would, except for like, again, that 0.00001%, everyone would settle for that. Like, you're out of your mind. But it's the whole thing's out of whack.
I guess I'm not saying that I in some way like trickle down effect snowballed the system into what it is, but it's more like I think this was sort of a slow, insidious thing where people were doing basically what I was doing, but then would have a fucking crash out on stream, get super drunk and say a bunch of shit, right? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And they were rewarded for that. That's the problem.
And they were rewarded for it. And the wrong people would see that and go, I could do that. I have no morals.
Yeah. You know what? Honest to God, you know what the craziest, the absolute craziest thing? I really, honestly, one day want to just make a video or do a literal documentary about this, because it is fascinating to me. I showed Speed. First video that popped off was, I think, fireworks in his house, which I believe is an insane, like, that's crazy. That should have been, you're banned immediately. What are you doing? Blew up, became super famous. But since that time, unlike everyone else in the space who gets crazier and crazier and more insane, the more I see of him, the more I'm like, is this guy, are we watching him grow up into like a good person live? Because everything he's doing, even this whole like I'm traveling around the country or traveling around the world, he started making content that was infuriatingly stupid.
Right.
And now all of his stuff is like, I am traveling, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm talking with people. He seems super kind to his fan. Like,
Love that.
it's crazy to me to see him on the exact same path as a lot of other people, especially as a young man. And his trajectory was, I would like to become a good person. Like, he's becoming a better person as he ages rather than leaning into the absolute shit that is most of the streaming space.
Right.
Which is fascinating to me. Like, he didn't start out that way. He clearly was like, you know, an edgy internet guy who's trying to do some stuff and being like a dick to people. And he's grown in a way that I'm like, I like it. I respect it. Please continue on this path.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating because he has every ability, every reason to be a dick. You know? Like, he can get away with it. But he hasn't. He straight up has, like, Luffy. He's gone to, like, I'm going to go around and, like, talk to people and learn and show up and do things. Like, there was another clip I just saw where, like, I think he was in the Philippines, and last time he was there, he met, like, a deaf fan, and then he went back this time, and she was there again, and they had a whole bit, and I was like, that is cute. That is fun. That's wholesome content. This is the kind of things that we need.
Right.
I'm not saying he's I don't know him personally. I have no idea what's going on in his life. But what he's putting out there isn't punching down at people and, like, you know, being a dick. He's putting out content that's like, oh, it's kind of heartwarming.
Right.
In a weird way, you know? Which is, I'm fine with that. If you want to stream all day, but you want to, like, go be a good person while on stream, again, when you're on stream, I have no idea what's going on over there. I don't know this man.
Course.
But on stream, he's like being a good person.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me to watch because it's vastly different than what we're seeing.
Man. He got visited by 3 ghosts on Christmas Eve. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue.
No, I'm happy to hear that. I'm always happy to hear that somebody sort of detached from the normal path of destruction, you know?
Honest to God, like, it's the way I kind of, this is so weird to say, but it's the way I kind of feel about, like, Guy Fieri, where it's like, I'm sure off TV, he probably and I would not agree on a lot of things. We probably have a lot of different opinions. But when he's on TV, he's always going around being like a nice dude to people and hyping up, like, small businesses and taking, like, going to where fires are and, like, taking care of the firefight. Like, on camera, he's going out of his way to be, like, a nice person. And I think we just need more of that. Like, like, oh, you're being nice and it's filmed and you're broadcasting it to people to emulate.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure, you know, we could go into, like, what's going on off camera? Cool. But in this case, I would rather the streaming universe be like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That the people that have the viewership and the power are good examples of humanity.
Yeah.
What a world that would be.
It'd be crazy. If we get a little more of that, I'd be fine.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. Well, what's our news looking like, buddy?
Well, that was a hell of a tangent.
I know. I kept wanting to change the topic from he wants to stress, but it felt like you just kept needing to stress. So I just didn't change it.
Hey, it's not something that's gonna, like, I will have forgotten about it the minute we leave. The minute the stream comes down, I'll have moved on with my day. So this is, and please be aware to everyone watching, this isn't the thing where I'm like, oh, I think about it all the time. No, I got stuff to do. I'll be fine. Yeah. But while we're sitting here talking, it came up and I did want to say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, hey. Let's.
I said, hey, what's going on?
Yep. And I say,
yeah. Go on then.
This is what I was talking about. Overreaction. Just terrible. This is bad streaming. Oh, we're the worst. By the way, I blew my voice out screaming. I don't know if anyone can tell. Blew my voice out screaming. That's why I can't do it.
How do
Maybe
people
I'm just
do
not
that for
good
an
enough.
entire video? I'll never get it.
Yeah, I don't know. So, first up on the list of just news, I can't say it's good news. Remedy CEO stepped down after a poor profit warning due to FBC Firebreak's weak sales, a game where, while I enjoyed it, I did say in the video about it, who is this for?
Yeah.
It does not have the story or mystery of Remedy games, and it has the like PvE stuff of other games, but I was like, who in the Remedy fan base wants to play? I think we have our answer. Not many. Then, and hopefully we'll see some good stuff because, you know, Control 2 is on the way. Max Payne is getting a remake. So I can't wait for those. But yeah, it sucks. While I want to play Firebreak, no one else is playing it, so I can't play it. So what, you know, I believe they said there were 50 people overall playing it right now, which is not, it's not good. Rovio lays off 36 people because Angry Birds Blast didn't do as well as expected. And you may say, Jesse, who's still excited for Angry Birds? And I say to you, I don't know. Why did they do that?
I don't.
Why are they still
As
make
a person
something new?
Child, I can tell you the kids don't know what it is. They think it's a movie because there are Angry Birds movies. They don't.
Sure.
They don't know.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ubisoft is asking massive entertainment devs to volunteer to be laid off. The devs behind Avatar Frontiers of Pandora and Star Wars Outlaws, both fine but not really innovative games, are, yeah, again, there's a lot of hey, maybe we should try something new to innovate and get people involved and have an audience again.
Right.
Instead, people are like, no, let's make the 12th Angry Birds game. I just don't. So devs are being laid off. Oh, speaking of more CEO nonsense, PUBG and Subnautica publisher Krafton has announced it's restructuring to be an AI-first company. They will be investing almost $70 million into the process. This is a quote. Through our AI-first strategy, Krafton will expand the growth opportunities for each member, expand creative attempts centered on player experience, and lead AI innovation across the gaming industry. And if you don't know what that means, it means nothing. On purpose. It is corpo speak for we are doing things so our investors see that things are being done.
So people, the investors who want AI shit will be like, nice. AI is the future, we hear.
Yes. Again, let me just stress, they said Krafton will expand the growth opportunities for each member, expand creative attempts centered on player experience. That is a nonsense statement. If I were to read that copy, I'd be like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's going to lead to more devs being laid off. Speaking of AI, oh boy, more fun.
Oh boy.
NBC Universal has signed a deal with Dick Wolf, the man who has a better name than I will ever have, despite being named Jesse Cox.
You
don't
should
know
do
who
a
Dick
collab.
Wolf is? Yeah, creator of the Law and Order series. Led me to my love of Mariska Hargitay. I never will not love you, Mariska. But apparently there is a brand new AI-based dev company, game publisher, being created to work with NBC Universal. And I thought, oh wait, Dick Wolf is making a game company? No, false. It's his Nepo baby son, Elliot Wolf, who is running a thing called Wolf Games. And I could tell you why these AI games would suck. But Dodger, I don't know if we can show this. I don't know how we would. How I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna copy link.
Okay.
And this is from March 15th of this year. This was their first game called Public Eye. This is footage from it. I'm gonna stick it in chat. We'll put it in the VOD for sure. But I want everyone just to take a sec. This is the game. It is literally just clips of AI footage as a trailer. And it is one of the worst things I've ever seen. There's no game here. It's just they took AI clips and are like, it's a detective game.
Oh, the way they move.
It sucks. It looks terrible. And I was like, oh no, this is truly bad. However, you might say, Jesse, that's from March 15th. Come on, man. AI has changed so much since then. What are you talking about? Like magic.
I hate the way they talk. I hate the way their mouths move in AI videos. I don't like it.
The brilliance of the fact that yesterday a video was posted on, again, Twitter, because that place is the worst. This guy posted a video where he said, AI games are going to be amazing. Sound on. This is what he posted for an AI shooter game. Dukes, I've never laughed so hard in my entire life. It's a point and click shooter. It's not even a shooter.
What?
Y'all, AI companies are literally scamming us, and people are letting them get away with it.
The train
I've
just
never seen
driving
anything
through a bunch of stuff is so funny.
Yes. It literally is just AI nonsense. They're We are like, oh God, I just can't stress how upsetting the whole thing is.
The two air conditioners on top of each other. It feels like Prop Hunt. Like just things slightly not in the right place. Things happening in just a slightly
terrible.
Bizarre way. It's very Prop Hunt.
And the worst thing is knowing this isn't going to stop. So much money's being invested in this that this is what they want the future of gaming to be. It's going to happen. And here's all I'm asking is that when these games come out, please don't buy them. Please don't buy them.
Yeah.
Let them spend all the money making them. Let them bankrupt their companies making them. Do not support this. Do not buy them. Please.
I do
crash them out.
This might be my natural optimism. I do feel that the deeper we get into using AI for stuff, the more that a lot of people are going to start to actively want extremely human things. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think.
But the problem is
that's already happened to a certain extent.
This is what's going to suck, because I understand how truly messed up the whole system is. What's going to happen is we'll get a bunch of AI stuff, and people will say, but I want something created by humans. And they'll say, okay, sure, we'll make something created by humans. And then the price of human created things will skyrocket to the point where only the wealthy can afford human created products, just like organic stuff at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Oh, you want real things?
You want free range
it's
eggs?
Twice as expensive.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. That's it. I promise you. They'll be like, oh, no, we definitely still have stuff made by people. And it'll be twice the price because we got to pay the people. But you can get the AI version on the cheap if you want. It's going to happen. So I'm asking you, please don't, but yikes. So I went to the news to look up fun things. And the only fun thing I had was that Kirby, the new Kirby game, will not have DLC or anything else. They're putting everything in the game right at launch. And I was like, thank God.
That's
But I realized
great.
that's so bottom of the barrel expected that it's like, that's what we're celebrating? That's it? So.
Is that only on Switch too?
Yes.
Okay.
So while Air Ride looks amazing and Kirby is always good time, it's crazy to me that it's like, yeah, it's all in the game at launch.
Yeah.
that should be the normal.
Look, I know that the Switch 2 basically just came out. It was just birthed. But I need the Switch 2 Lite to come out soon.
I need more
them to do
games to
that
come out.
soon.
The Switch 2, unless you like Donkey Kong and or playing older games, there is nothing on there right now. So Kirby is very needed, and Hyrule Warriors can't come soon enough. But there's no reason to have a Switch 2 right now, y'all. There just isn't. And it's fine if you want to get it. I'm not going to tell you not to. I have one. But as a person who has one, there's no reason to have it.
We also have one, and I don't like holding that thing. I've said this before. I am a Switch Lite truther, okay? I've said this before. The Switch Lite, if you are the sort of person who doesn't take the goddamn dongles off anyway, just get a Switch Lite. It is so much nicer to hold. It's not as finicky. I love that fucking thing. And now that we have the Switch 2 in the house, and I'm like, God, this sucks to hold. It's so heavy.
I think it's so fascinating because I know that I have my own preferences for, watching streams or playing games or whatever. And so do you. And I always am reminded that every single gamer, every single Twitch viewer, every single person has different preferences. Sure. And it's so funny to me, for me to be like, I do not and will never use that handheld Switch. It sits in its dock and will sit there till the end of time, and I play it on TV. I don't like handheld games. So I don't care how heavy it is because it's not leaving that dock. I'm not going to take it with me.
Yeah.
If I leave to go somewhere, I'm going to go somewhere and not think about video games.
Yeah.
You're like, I play it on I need it. I need to be light in my hands. And it's so funny to me because it's the same thing. We're talking about enjoying the same stuff, but doing it differently in a way that I'm like, I don't connect with that at all. I will never have that issue. It does not affect me at all.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious because it so very clearly does for you.
We exclusively use it handheld unless we're streaming with it. It's exclusively a handheld device. Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah.
I do think part of the issue is a very specific issue to like our home life, which is that we don't have a place to put a docked, we don't have a thing to put a docked Switch on or in or any of that. And I've thought before we should really have some sort of console table or something to do that with, but we don't have it. So it's not an option. So we've just gotten very used to just walking around with them or taking them on trips or,
Yeah. I mean, I saw in chat, Jesse, you never had a Game Boy. I had a Game Boy, the original Game Boy.
I also had the original
old
Game
black
Boy.
and white one.
Yeah.
And I never had any other handheld console until Nintendo gifted me a 3DS because I went to an event and in that event was playing on the 3DS. This is true. And they were filming it, and I literally was on the 3DS, I was playing something. I think it was like Fire Emblem or something. And as I was playing it, I was like, this is amazing. I was talking about the visuals because I'd never seen the 3D thing before.
Yeah.
They took that clip and threw it in a 3DS commercial, and I swear to God, it 1 second cuts to me going, this is amazing. That is it. And they sent me a 3DS because of that. And I used it for exactly the purpose of playing Fire Emblem, beat Fire Emblem, and never used it again.
Amazing.
I'm not a handheld gamer. I'm just not. Even when I had a old school PlayStation, Wario, Legend of Zelda, the one, he's on the island where he's dreaming, Tetris, and a few Mario games. That's all I had. There was
Yeah.
nothing else I played on there. I think I had like 7 total Game Boy games. I'm not a handheld gamer. And most of those Game Boy games, despite my father never admitting to it, that was all him. He was hard into Tetris. He bought a Game Boy himself so we can hook up and play each other.
Yes. My dad to this day still loves Tetris.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Most of the games that come from that era, I played on PC later.
Yeah.
Like I'm just not a handheld dude. I'm just not. So you experiencing it and being like, I need this to be lighter so I can use it for my hands. That is never a thing that's crossed my mind. It's not a thing I care about, but it is incredibly valid. It's one of those things. It's like, yeah, no, if that's how you're using it, I would want it to be lighter. And like, what am I going to do? Be like, wrong. You're using it wrong. Like, no.
It's just, I think because it's a system where it's marketed as a dual experience, right? Like you can have it handheld or it can be docked, either one. I'm saying for us, we want to use it handheld, and the handheld experience sucks unless you are Sam McBighands, right? My kid and I are like, no thanks. Too big.
Yeah.
Too big, too heavy.
I mean, I thought the Switch one was too small. It made my hands cramp up. Which is why
not the same lived experience.
No, not at all. Which is also why I failed to see the value in the Switch. I thought it was stupid when it first came out. I was like, who's going to buy this? And it became so highly successful. I realized, like, that is a shot to the gut of realizing, like, oh, Jesse, no, you're in the minority of weirdos who doesn't think it's good. I was like, oh, I suck. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Not everything can be for me, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
Once you learn that, life becomes so much easier.
Life becomes so much easier when you have a bad experience and go, guess that's not for me.
Yeah. And then you can snowball that into a lot of things. Like, oh, wait, that's not for me. I don't need to care about this. Moving on. Mm-hmm. It's great. It frees up your life dramatically.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Man. And there we are. I can't get over how much crispier you are than me. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah,
it's driven me crazy
now.
this whole episode.
Now.
Yeah.
No. That's the difference.
No.
I have the crisp of like an actor who shouldn't. You know, like when an actor who spent years on a 4:3 screen with the blown out lighting, and then they get that like 120 megahertz, 1080p footage, and then you can see every wrinkle and crack, and it's like, I've ruined myself.
What are you talking about?
Meanwhile, you look like when they used to put grease on the lens to make everyone look smoother.
That's what I'm saying. It looks like I put 18 filters on this camera. I didn't. Yeah.
But you look good. You look good. And I've seen you in person, and I know that's not true. So what I'm saying is that you look...
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
He turned it around.
I always gotta...
Like, all that... I think it's a... Like, that looks fine, right?
It's definitely focusing on stuff behind you.
It's a focus problem.
Yes. But it's fine. You're fine. You're okay. It's fine. You look great. No worries.
Thanks.
All right, not that great. Calm down.
Sorry. I'm still very insecure. Okay,
good,
anyways.
Good. I mean, that's what I wanted. I wanted
Don't worry. You didn't cure it that quickly. Anyways.
Thank God.
What are you doing? What are you up to this weekend/week?
Boy, oh boy. I am going to...
We didn't even talk about Brother Beard and Sister Soup. We didn't even get to talk about that, man. We have to talk about that next week.
Next week, we'll talk about it.
Next week, we have to talk about Brother Beard and Sister Soup Drinker.
About Brother Beard and Sister Soup.
You guys have to remind us.
Remind us. Come early next Friday. Actually, I think we have to do it next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. You're absolutely right.
That's sooner, too. So that's a sooner episode about Brother Beard. All right, great. Fantastic.
Yes.
Next Wednesday, remind us.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. We have to talk about that.
We have to
Anyways,
talk
sorry. Continue.
I'm going to jump back into Glitch Spanker, try to beat that game this weekend. I also have a bunch of scary game things that I'm going to do with the boys today. I have a ton of, I don't even know if you can. I'm not sure what the vibe is with Next Fest stuff, but I still have the demo for Alabaster Dawn on my desktop.
Oh.
And I promised you I'd play, and so help me God, I'm going to play. I hope.
Look and see if the demo's still available. That would tell you whether or not you can still play it.
I have it on my desktop, so maybe it is.
Alabaster Dawn demo is still up and live, so you should
Great.
still be able to play it.
So I still want to play that. I've heard good things. I'm just going to try and get as much done this weekend as humanly possible when it comes to games. I didn't get a lot of chance to stream this week because I was a busy boy. And by busy, I mean sitting around in meetings and telling people no. So
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. And then next week is the live show for Cox and Crendor and Illuminati in Chicago. And who knows? There might one day be a triple threat. If I could get Dodger to come to America to do a live show, holy crap. That'd be the greatest night of entertainment in the history of. We'd have to rent out a giant theater.
I'd love to.
A massive spectacle.
I'd love to do that. Plan it. I'll be there.
Hell yes.
Plan it.
All right. But that's it for me. What are you up to?
Oh my goodness. What am I up to? So, for live viewers, tomorrow, Saturday, the 25th, I am going to be doing a charity readathon of the book Frankenstein, raising money for Room to Read, which is a literacy and education group.
The whole book?
The whole book is the
all
plan.
Of Mary Shelley?
So I took a words per minute test to see how fast I read out loud. I read around 200 words per minute out loud, which means that the book, if I had no distractions or anything interrupting me, would take me about 6 hours to read.
Question. Whoa.
Yeah.
Are you just going to read, or are you doing voices?
So I plan on doing some light voices, but I also am making it so that like certain amount donations will make me do certain things. So I feel like I need to put a cap on how long the stream could go, because chat loves to fuck with people, but it's for a good cause. So it's, it's fine.
I am so excited for people to learn that the Frankenstein they know from media is not the book.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled about this.
Yeah. I think it's going to be very fun.
Cool.
So if you guys want to swing by for that, that's going to be tomorrow night, Saturday at 9 p.m. BST. That's 1 p.m. Pacific.
You're going all night?
I guess.
Girl, you are out of control.
As long as it takes me. For good cause. It's to help babies read.
Yes, you are out of control. I love it. Also, to help babies read?
No, I kept saying that on stream, and somebody was finally like, I don't know what this group does anymore. Do they help babies read? I was like, no. But it's funny to say. Which maybe is not helpful.
I don't know
to
if
the
they
cause.
would like that.
Yeah.
I imagine they would be like, please stop telling people
Please stop telling people that
read.
we teach babies to read. That's not what our group does. Anyways, that's my big thing. Otherwise, I'm moving Silk Song to day streams. I'm going to try and like actually finish Silk Song because it's been very intermittent and hard to get done. And I've really enjoyed that game, so I want to like lock in and play it. But otherwise, who knows? Stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, that's it. That's what we're doing. I am going to play scary games. Dodger is going to teach babies how to read Frankenstein.
Yeah. Yep.
That's how you know we're two different people.
Yep.
You know,
It's gonna, and both will be great.
Sure.
So-
One of us is going to have a lot more fun. I'll let chat decide which.
I was gonna say, you decide which one that's gonna be. All right, gang. Thank you so much for watching Geekenders. We will be back next Wednesday to accommodate Jesse's schedule. So next Wednesday, we will be doing Geekenders again. So hopefully we will see you there. If you enjoyed this and you'd like to watch any of the other Geekenderses, you can find them at youtube.com/Jesse Cox. We're also on the podcast sites. Anywhere you'd like to hear or watch us, go check us out. We would really appreciate that. And take care of yourselves. Have a lovely, safe weekend and week. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for the Geekenders podcast. MegaRan, Jesse and Dodger, what up? Let's go. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow and see what the Geekenders are all about. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt. Yo, another end of another long week. Got a job and a kid, I know that you all beat. So take a second, grab a drink and vibe while we catch you up in just a matter of time. On gaming, comics, whatever you're doing. If you're nerdy like us, then you know you should tune in. Thank you for sharing our world with us. Now follow, subscribe, and turn this up. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast.